my comrade in arms, I've been wanting to share this recipe for quite some time. Not only because it's easy to make, but also because it was a staple breakfast of mine during the COVID era. Yb Sai, or Chinese okra with egg, is a popular dish in Thailand that can be eaten all day. But you'll often find it in the morning food stands for breakfast because it's cheap, it's filling, and it won't weigh you down. Oh, and it's healthy. Chinese okra is a very mild tasting plant that resembles a mix between a cucumber and squash. It's high in fiber and water and very low in calories. It helps stabilize blood sugar and soaks up the flavors of whatever curries and stir fries you put in it. Thai stir-fried Chinese okra with egg is easy to make. For the ingredients, all you need is 2 or 3 Chinese okras, about a half clove of garlic, or a full clove if you really like garlic, that's up to you, a pinch of pepper, about a teaspoon of fish sauce, and a teaspoon and a half of soybean paste. Now, if you don't use soybean paste, you can use a tablespoon of fish sauce instead. I like to use the soybean paste to augment the flavor of the fish sauce. Soybean paste is actually really delicious with stir-fried veggies. Oh yeah, don't forget the egg. You need 2 eggs. You can replace the eggs with something like chopped chicken or even shrimp if you want. I've seen that available in the markets as well. Or you can do both the egg and the added protein source. I've seen that available in the markets as well. All of it tastes good, trust me. Okay, first off, you want to peel the skin of the Chinese okra off and then cut it into whatever size chunks you'd like. The skin peels off relatively easy, but it's tough and it has hard ridges. Because of this, you cannot leave the skin on like you do regular okra. Additionally, the skin doesn't soften during the cooking process enough to be palatable when eaten. I would show you the entire process, but that's kind of boring. There we go. Our ingredients are now ready. Today I'm going to cheat because I need to use chicken so it won't go bad in the fridge. And I need to cook the rest of my bok choy so that doesn't go bad. So I'm adding them to the stir fry. Completely unnecessary, but it does taste good. I'm also kicking the flavor up by a tiny notch by adding a bit of this Rosdi flavor powder. It's widely available in Thailand and it's made from a combination of MSG, salt, dehydrated chicken or pork or beef or mushrooms, whatever the variant is. I know, MSG. But it doesn't affect me at all, and it doesn't in general affect Asians the same way that it does Europeans. And since I'm half Asian, I'm hoping that half of me is gonna protect me. However, the recipe is delicious without adding any of this stuff to it. I'm extra. In a skillet set to medium heat or high heat, or medium-high heat, somewhere thereabouts, add your garlic. Stir it for about 1 to 2 minutes, not allowing it to burn. Normally this would only take 1 or 2 minutes on my skillet. Also, normally I would be adding the Chinese okra right about now, but remember I'm adding the chicken and I'm adding the bok choy. Those take longer to soften and to cook, so I'm adding those first. By the way, Chinese okra cooks really quickly. 10 minutes is like the maximum pretty much for Chinese okra, and sometimes you can cook it for way quicker. Once the bok choy and the chicken seem cooked, I add the Chinese okra and I stir fry for between 5 and 10 minutes. Again, you're just gonna have to feel it out. Some days it just cooks faster than other days. I don't know why. The Chinese okra flesh will turn from a white to a creamy, brighter green color when it's cooking. It will start to soften as well. It now has a bit of gravy in the mix when it softens. You'll notice a distinct change in it, and that's when you know you're going to add other ingredients. First, I add the pepper. I stir it up, and then I add a teaspoon of fish sauce. If you're not adding the soybean paste also, then you can add a tablespoon of fish sauce. Just the note, I use the fish sauce very sparingly because soybean paste is salty enough and it doesn't overpower the vegetables in a stir fry like fish sauce can. Or should I say, in small portions it doesn't overpower the veggie flavor. So I stir the fish sauce and the soybean paste in. This should only take about a minute or two. A minute is normally what it takes me. Then I scoot the stir fry to the side of the pan and I add my egg. I will then lightly scramble the egg inside of the pan. I like to cook it pretty firm. You can do it soft or firm, it's up to you. I like a pretty firm egg before I stir that into the stir fry. Some people just like the stir fry to be kind of eggy. I like the eggs to be little chunks in it. Once you're happy with the texture of the egg, then just stir it in. And stir frying the egg in should only take you one last minute and you'll be ready to serve the dish. Krajeab Kai is one of those rare Thai dishes that won't burn your tongue with spiciness. The tender green chunks of Chinese okra has a satisfying crunch as well, and the dish is loaded with phytochemicals, vitamins, and fiber. You see, back when COVID struck, I had to work from my condo like all the time. I worked, I lived in it, I just never left the condo except to go down to the street in the mornings and in the evenings to buy food. One of my staple breakfast dishes was stir-fried Chinese okra with egg. And it's the perfect breakfast. The bulky fiber from the Chinese okra helps stave off hunger for hours, and it keeps you full. I mean, actually full, not just that, I'm not hungry anymore, but I could eat it a little bit. No, it'll fill you up. Also, the dish is just plain delicious. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, I love you, I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best in life. Here's to hoping that you cook something delightful this week. Take care. See you next time.